Dallas, where the Timberwolves have a chance to clinch a winning homestand and get their first division victory of the season all in one fell swoop. But to do it, they'll need to end a 5-game Target Center losing skid to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
The Minnesota Timberwolves, the Thunder's young, scrappy and hungry Northwest Division rival, came out swinging. Head coach Billy Donovan's club weathered the storm and took a lead into halftime, but the staff knew that the opening 5 minutes of the second half would be vital. Karl Anthony Towns had 29 points and 17 rebounds, and Ricky Rubio added 14 points and 14 assists to help the Timberwolves to their third straight victory, 96-86 over the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday night. Westbrook has been a one-man wrecking crew this season, entering the game as the second player in league history to average at least 30 points, 10 assists and 10 rebounds per game through the first 40 games. His 19 triple-doubles are the most in a season since Wilt Chamberlain had 31 in 1967-68. But he made just 7 of 23 shots against the Wolves and was 1 for 10 from three-point range. Zach LaVine missed his second straight game for Minnesota with a hip pointer, but the Wolves still managed to shoot 45%. Towns made 11 of 17 shots, including a beauty of a scoop with 5 minutes to go that gave Minnesota a 13-point lead. The Wolves' defense had been startlingly poor in its first season under defensive guru Tom Thibodeau, but has shown marked improvement of late. Minnesota entered the game 6th in the league in defensive rating over the previous 15 games, then put the clamps on Oklahoma City to improve to 8-8 after a 6-18 start. That's precisely when the Timberwolves pounced. Just like that out of the third quarter gates, Minnesota got the score back to even, then utilized a 16-4 run midway through the period to flip the script on the Thunder. By the time the Timberwolves backed that up with a 13-0 burst that spanned the end of the third and start of the fourth quarters, the Thunder didn't have enough punches left to throw. The symptoms for a tough loss on the road were just about everywhere. The Thunder shot just 3 for 20 from three-point range, and Russell Westbrook made just one field goal in the second half. More glaring, however, were the 19 turnovers that led to 33 points for Minnesota. 11 of those turnovers that went for 25 points came in the second half, and it showed on the scoreboard as the Thunder managed just 36 points. The turnovers in general weren't foolish ones. They rarely even led to fast breaks, given that Minnesota scored just 6 points in transition. More than anything, it was just one of those nights where the proverbial wide receiver went one direction and quarterback threw it another. They were just some miscues. They were my fault on my passes. Some were open, some weren't. It happens, Westbrook said, owning the giveaways. I can take it. Equally if not more surprising for the Thunder was the way it shot the ball in the deep paint, as the team somehow managed to let the near 0-degree temperatures in Minneapolis ice over their shooting percentages. Typically one of the most prolific finishers in the league, the Thunder managed to make just 26 of 51, 50.9% shots in the paint, missing on chippies around the rim, fast break layups and dip-ins. The difference in the game for us offensively was on putbacks, transition points at the rim and shots in the deep paint, Donovan explained. We left way too many points out there. On the night the Thunder defended fairly well, particularly in the second quarter when it held Minnesota to just 15 points. But when the opponent hardly ever has to pull the ball out of the net, eventually a defense can wear down. Karl Anthony Towns scored 29 points on 11 for 17 shooting to go with 17 rebounds, and Ricky Rubio sliced and diced his way to 14 assists, though the Thunder held Minnesota to just 5 for 18 on three-pointers. Over a period of time our offensive struggles started to wane into our defense a little bit, Donovan said. But for the most part one thought we defended pretty well. Despite Westbrook's second-half offensive struggles, the tenacious point guard wasn't denied his 19th triple-double of the season with a 21-point, 11-rebound, 12-assist effort in 35 minutes. That mark eclipses his total of 18 triple-doubles last season, and also vaults him into hallowed category, the most triple-doubles in a season since the NBA-ABA merger, 31 by Wilt Chamberlain in 1973-74. Despite the loss, the Thunder is 15-4 when he achieves the triple-double this season, given he's such a catalyst for the team's success. I never take him for granted as a player. He comes out every night and just does the very best he can, Donovan opined. It's not like he plays perfect, is perfect, or he doesn't make mistakes. He's just like any other player, but you always respect and admire someone who puts everything he has into competing on the court at the very highest levels. He has no regard for his body. Physically, he throws himself out there and does whatever he can to help his team win. Aiding Westbrook in the scoring column tonight was Enes Kanter, who scored 21 points on 8 for 10 shooting, giving him at least 20 points in all 3 matchups with the Timberwolves this season. Whether it was scoring on an isolation post-up, rolling to the rim and slipping the ball in on a layup under the rim, or using his physicality to get to the free throw line, Kanter was once again an undeniable force. He knows how to score the basketball, not just against Minnesota, but against any team. Westbrook complimented. He comes out to compete at a high level and does a great job of scoring. Highlights for the game: 19 triple-doubles for Russell Westbrook this season, eclipsing his mark of 18 from the 2015-16 season, and the most since the NBA-ABA merger. 21 points for Enes Kanter, giving him at least 20 points in each of the matchups between the Thunder and Timberwolves this season. 33 points off turnovers that the Thunder allowed to Minnesota off of 19 Thunder giveaways. Rubio tied a franchise record with 17 assists in a win over the Rockets on Wednesday, had another 15 assists in a win over Dallas on Monday, and was at his best in the third quarter on Friday night. He had 6 points and 7 assists in the quarter, scoring or assisting on 9 of Minnesota's 12 field goals in the period. He also checked Westbrook for the entire period, helping to hold him to 0 for 7 shooting with 5 turnovers in 12 minutes. Their results are the, Rubio said. I don't want it to be just a 4-game stand. I want to be all season long like that. No KC. The 86 points were a season low for the Thunder, who were coming off impressive wins over Denver, Chicago and Memphis. They shot 32% from the field and 8%, 1 for 12, from three-point range, and scored just 36 points in the second half. You are going to have games where you don't shoot the ball particularly well from the three-point line, OKC coach Billy Donovan said. That was one of those games. But I thought the turnovers, coupled with the fact that we just could not make any plays around the basket when we needed to, hurt us. Apostrophe.
It started with the Chicago game. When they came back, I know they went 6-8 during that course of that 14-game stretch, but they took care of business against Dallas. They played great against Houston. They played great again tonight. What a win for Minnesota.
They beat Oklahoma City here at Target Center for the first time in 6 tries. We'll have a Happy Wolves Live coming up next.